Hey there, folks. Tonight we're diving deep into a topic that's both infuriating and, frankly, a little bit embarrassing for everyone involved. France's relentless pursuit of Africa's resources. You see, for centuries, France has treated Africa like its personal piggy bank, extracting vast riches while leaving behind a trail of poverty and environmental destruction. Now you might think this is all ancient history, a relic of the colonial era. But you'd be wrong. Sure, France may have officially renounced colonialism decades ago, but its grip on Africa's resources remains as tight as ever. From gold and diamonds to uranium and rare earth minerals, France continues to benefit from the exploitation of Africa's natural wealth. And the worst part? They're doing it all under the guise of cooperation and development. But let's be real, folks, this isn't about helping Africa, it's about lining the pockets of French corporations and propping up the French economy. It's time to shine a light on this ongoing injustice and explore how Africa can finally break free from the shackles of neo-colonialism and chart a new course towards true economic independence. Let's rewind the clock a bit, shall we? The story of France's relationship with Africa is a tale as old as time-powerful nation sees a continent brimming with resources, decides it wants those resources, and invents some flimsy justification to take them. Enter the scramble for Africa, a period of shameless land-grabbing in the late 19th century where European powers carved up the continent like a birthday cake. France, not wanting to miss out on the all-you-can-colonize buffet, got particularly handsy, snatching up a huge chunk of West and Central Africa. And what did they find in their newly acquired territories? Oh, just a treasure trove of gold, diamonds, uranium, bauxite, you name it. It was like winning the colonial lottery, except, with a lot more oppression and forced labor. These resources weren't just shiny trinkets for French museums, they were the engine of the French economy. They fueled French industries, funded French infrastructure, and generally allowed France to live large, while millions of Africans toiled in their own lands for a pittance. Now, you might be wondering how France managed to maintain such a stranglehold on Africa's resources for so long. Well, my friends, it's a tale as old as colonialism itself. Divide and conquer, exploit existing power structures, and when all else fails, just straight up rig the system in your favor. During their reign, the French established a system designed to funnel wealth back to the motherland. They installed puppet leaders, often drawn from local elites, who were more than happy to play ball in exchange for a taste of the spoils. They created unfair trade agreements that forced African colonies to sell their resources at rock-bottom prices while buying French goods at inflated rates. And let's not forget the role of good old-fashioned force. When diplomacy failed, France wasn't afraid to unleash its military might to quell dissent and protect its economic interests. They propped up dictators, armed militias, and generally threw their weight around to ensure that the flow of resources remained uninterrupted. Section 4. The price of greed, environmental devastation, and human suffering. Here's a fun fact. Extracting resources from the earth is a messy business. It involves digging massive holes, chopping down forests, and releasing all sorts of nasty toxins into the environment. And when you're primarily concerned with profit margins, those pesky environmental regulations can start to feel like an unnecessary burden. Guess who got stuck with the pollution, deforestation, and poisoned water supplies? Yep, the very people whose resources were being plundered, the African people. From the gold mines of Burkina Faso to the uranium mines of Niger, communities across the continent have been bearing the brunt of France's insatiable appetite for resources. And it's not just the environment that's paying the price. Mining often involves dangerous working conditions, and in many cases, workers are subjected to exploitation, abuse, and even forced labor. This isn't just a historical relic of the colonial era. These practices continue to this day, often hidden behind a veil of secrecy and obscured by complex supply chains. Section 5. Whispers in the dark secret deals and the true cost of extraction. Here's the thing about shady business deals. They tend to happen behind closed doors, away from the prying eyes of pesky things like transparency and accountability. And when it comes to France's dealings in Africa, let's just say there's been a whole lot of whispering in the dark. Over the years, there have been countless reports of secret mining contracts, underreported exports, and opaque financial transactions that benefit French companies at the expense of African nations. These deals often involve complex financial instruments, offshore tax havens, and a healthy dose of good old-fashioned corruption. This lack of transparency makes it incredibly difficult to track the true cost of resource extraction in Africa. But one thing's for sure, when the details are shrouded in secrecy, it's usually because someone's trying to hide something. And in this case, that someone's often France.